Welcome to Cursed Corridor. Story 1. Once, an old woman called because she heard someone repeatedly banging on her front and garage door. It's after midnight and I get there. The house is in the middle of the woods with nothing around for miles. I talk to the lady and she insists that I check her large backyard. So, I open the door and peek in with my flashlight. The entire yard is filled with creepy large homemade dolls. They're each probably like 2 to 3 feet tall and sitting upright facing the door. The hair on my neck went up for a minute. I didn't truly believe that something supernatural was going on, but dolls are just really fucking creepy. Story 2. My brother is a deputy who worked as an EMT for a few small towns. I frequently went on ride-alongs with him. The town he worked in was very small and had about 50 people, a church, some houses, a grain tower and a park. It was about 3 a.m. and we were about to call it a night. As we were making our last check, we noticed a movement at the park but couldn't tell exactly what was going on because it was pitch black. We drove up and stopped alongside the dirt road, flipped on the spotlight, and as we moved the light around the park, it finally settled on the back of a young girl, maybe 13, sitting on a swing with her back facing us. She wasn't moving and she just sat there facing away from us looking down at the ground. Needless to say, it was a very creepy situation. I quickly suggested that we should call her over using the PA system. He agreed, and as we looked back over, she was gone. I mean, no signs of anyone anywhere. The park was in a wide open area. She couldn't have gotten out of sight in the amount of time that we had our exchange of words. I remember saying, "Should we get out and look for her?" My brother just looked at me and said, "Hell no," and drove away. It still creeps me out to this day. Story 3. Once, I was doing security at a hospital and more than one nurse saw a guy on the camera, who was on his deathbed, literally pushing his curtain aside and walking out of his room toward the elevator. A code was called and everyone immediately went to their designated locations. Within seconds, there were people watching the elevator stairs, and security started combing the area and investigating. As I reached the ICU floor, I spoke with the lead nurse and she told me that several of the nurses saw the man leaving. When they checked, the guy never left and died right then. The bosses wouldn't let us watch the video and said the nurses did the right thing and some things just can't be explained. The portion of the video I was allowed to see did show that nobody had left via elevator or stairs. Story 4. Back when I was working as a cop on a military base, I loved working the night shift. Almost every building on a base is alarmed and the alarms are tied right into the desk. So, we know the instant they go off. When we get an alarm activation, we close the base, go check the building, pull on all the doors and see if we can get in. If we can, we go into the building and secure it, checking all the doors and corners to see if someone set the alarm off. Well, one night I was on patrol with my partner and we get called to respond to an alarm activation at the elementary school. So we go, secure the building and call in that the building is all secure. About 15 to 20 minutes go by and we get another alarm activation. We get back out there and check. Now, there is a maintenance door open that leads into a boiler room. Nothing in it, we close it, lock it, and get out. Another 20 minutes passed and we get another alarm. We respond that all the doors are still locked and we can't get in. This time, my partner and I sit on opposite sides of the school to see if someone is coming and yanking the doors real hard to set the alarm off. We sit there and watch, nothing happens, and right as we're about to leave, we get another alarm activation as we're sitting there. The building custodian shows up and we start doing a walk-through, checking all the classrooms and the maintenance rooms, and that's when we see one of the maintenance doors open with the lights on in the room. Now, this room is literally the size of a closet. We walk down there and look in, no one is in it and that door is locked when it closes. We look in there and we see a footprint of a barefoot made on water, of a small child. It freaked the living hell out of us because no one reported a missing child and the entire building was clear and locked up. No one left, no one entered, and we checked every inch of that damn place. To this day, my partner refuses to go to that school. Speaking of which, schools are really fucking spooky when they're empty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this.